Well, hello to all of our pool fans joining us from around the globe. You join us for day 9 of the 2025 EPBF Predator European Pool Championships. We are in the beautiful Tallinn, Estonia, the European capital of sport. This match being brought to you today is the 9-ball winners qualification match between France's Alex MONTPELLIER and Germany's Stefan Casper, the current European 8-ball champion. I'm Gethin Davis, and joining me in the booth today is my dear friend and colleague, Tim de Ruyter. Welcome, Tim.
Yeah, thanks. Very glad to be here. This definitely will be quite entertaining match for us both, I would say.
Absolutely, and both of these players in form. Alex maybe not going as far as he would have liked and hoped in this tournament, but Stefan having a great performance yesterday, winning the 8-ball final. It was a great one to watch, and if you didn't catch it, they are all available on the Pro Billiard TV YouTube channel. Stefan won the lag. Race to 9.
Yeah, it is a 9-ball racked on the spot, so you'll see a little bit more of a cut break on this. And I do believe it's also a 3-point rule, so meaning at least 3 balls have to pass the kitchen line. Kitchen line is where they're breaking from, or combined with how many balls you pocket. So if you make 2 balls, you only need 1 to pass the kitchen line, for example. As you see, he makes the 1, so he needs 2 to get past that line. Does that nicely. How does that 2-ball shape up? I think he's on it.
I think you're right, Tim, and I did mention that Stefan was the current 8-ball champion, but I didn't want to elude from the fact that he also made the final of the 10-ball and sadly was beaten by Konrad Josichin of Poland, but Stefan flying high so far, looking to repeat it in the 9-ball.
Yeah, a very informed player. He also had a good result in Las Vegas at the Pro Billiard Series event, Las Vegas Open. I think he got quarterfinal or last 16, and that's a world class event, you know. There's a lot of good players, so he had a good result there. He finished already once in the final of the Euro Tour. I think he finished 2nd, so he's just knocking on the door. And well, I have to say, he does play really steady, doesn't really do crazy things. Mentally looks to be quite stable, a lot of patience. Has missed a good chance there though to find the hook. I think he's left the 3-ball on for Alex.
Yep, and I fully expect Alex to take this on. He's just checking to see if the 5 passes the 8 there, and it is looking tight, Tim.
Well, depending on how well he plays his 3-ball, could also choose to go for a 5 in the left center pocket. Or maybe the corner where the 6 is laying, the bottom right in this view. So there's options. I think he's landed close to perfect on this 4 to go wherever he wants on the 5. So speed was perfect on the 3.
Yeah, that was a good opening pot by Alex there, and he's opened this into a very good opportunity.
Well, I have to say, I play with one of them too in a Bundesliga team in Germany, and with the other I travel basically all tournaments, so this is kind of tough for me to watch.
Yeah. You are sitting on the fence, but I know that Alex will be looking to take this first match against Stefan's break. Very important, as we've been learning throughout this tournament, but maybe more so with 9-ball. Stop shot here perhaps, Tim? Little bit of movement over towards the long rail, but very makeable pot to take this first rack. Alex MONTPELLIER taking the first rack, Tim, and against Stefan's break. We'll find out how important that will be, but it'd be interesting to take a look at Alex's break. I've yet to see Alex on the TV table. I've been keeping a close eye on his results, and as we've not had so much 9-ball till now, with today being the opening round, or rather the opening rounds of the 9-ball, we have had a sneak peek through the team events. So some of these players have had a little 9-ball time on the tables, but this is where it's going to count. Alex 1-0 up, 1-0 up, and with the break.
Yeah, not the best of breaks there. Chance for Casper. Yeah, got nice shape on the 2-ball. Just traveling from 4 to 5, I believe, it's quite tricky. Also, he's landed a little funny on this 3. I'm not sure if he can get to the bottom here, Getting.
No. I think he was hoping to screw up past it to put the 4 in the same pocket, but now he's left himself a very tricky shot down this long rail. Well, he's done very well.
Yeah, excellent shot on the 4, or maybe a little on the 4.
Yeah, Tim, and he's screwed that back out and may have a little bit of difficult cueing here on the 6. Nope, looks like he can just reach around the 9 here. He's made that look easy, and he's now looking down the barrel of breaking Alex's serve, which is better to do early on than to leave it later in this match. So Stefan still riding high on his success so far in this tournament, and he'll be very pleased to see the scoreline back at 1 apiece, to not give Alex too much of a look in. Both first rack's going against break. I expect that to change as this match progresses and the guys get a better feel for the rack and the break as we look over at our other TV table, which we will see Grillo playing Albin Ushan. And it looks like Albin's at the table there, and with an unfortunate miss. So, some drama already on our other live stream table, both being brought to you free. As we see in the background, Stefan has just racked his 9-ball rack together and will be looking to get a better result this time than the one he had when he was last at break. One apiece, race to 9.
Well, I would say this is a lot better result, Captain. I mean, made 2 balls, the 1 in the side and the 8 in the corner. The shape on the 2, 3 balls in front of the side, so I think this is a great chance.
Just important to note that these guys are on a shot clock, and I believe they are able to take 1 extension per player per rack. I am aware that the times are slightly different with the 9-ball. If you can help me out there, Tim, I would much appreciate it.
Yeah, that is actually a good question, because I think it's the same times. It's just the time after the break is a little less, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's different. I believe from recollection it was 60 seconds after the break, and then they have, it's 30 seconds with a 25-second extension.
I think that's the case.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was different. And you were right, Tim.
We were talking about, or in some other match, we were talking about maybe it would be fair to have slightly more time in 8-ball, or a longer extension, or 2 extensions. But as far as I know, all the disciplines are the same, I think.
I'm not really finding fault with Stefan in this rack, Tim, and this is exactly how he would want to respond from losing one against the rack, and has taken the next 2 in a row by the looks of it.
Yeah, and looks like he made a good adjustment on the break. Really broke the balls well, also cue ball wise, so showing Alex basically how to break and what side of the table to break from.
Yes, and as you notice, they're racking for themselves. That will change during the later stages. The referees having a busy job with our 28 tables here in the Kalevi Hall. And as you may notice, the tables are tapped, so there is no need for a magic rack. And I was mentioning to Mark in an earlier match today, I was very impressed with how they were breaking in the 10-ball and the 8-ball, the consistency of that rack. I'll be looking forward to seeing how it develops with the 9-ball breaks today.
Okay, much better break, making the wing ball. 2-ball goes in. The 1-ball dresses up nicely. A little bit of work to do still. If you look at the 4, 5, 6, it will be not so easy to get closer to the 5. And also easier to maybe get a little bit too much angle on the 5 to get to the 6. So main thing is to play a good cue ball overall. I mean, everything is available. Just easy to fall out of line. It's not really a matter of difficult shots or extremely a lot to travel. Landed straight on the 4. So draw back possibly to where he is now. Maybe a little bit more. Could also choose to stay on the high side. Would be like maybe draw back like a ball and draw straight over.
Yep, he seems happy with that, Tim. Is the 6 ball just hampering him a little bit there?
That, and he's slightly on the wrong side of the 5, so he might have to go forward.
And a little nick of the 8. He finds himself in a good position here. That was a lovely looking shot, Tim.
Well, quite some body movement on there. Just already raised his body up, smiling.
Yeah, I think everyone in the arena picked up on that, and Alex making some light humour out of it.
Well, he's definitely not a sore loser. Like, of course, everybody hates to lose, but there is some players out there that, you know, they can actually be realistic. You know, they just look at, well, I wasn't queuing too great, or my break was not right, you know, and then they kind of can accept the loss compared to other players. I would say Alex is definitely in that group of players that just tries to take something out of it and continues.
Yeah, and that's very good for keeping the mental stability through the game. And yeah, it's always good to see the players having a little smile with each other. We've been blessed with some already the first few rounds of the team event, and the cheering and the high-fiving has been fantastic to witness, and I think it's really good for the event and for the players to have a team event going on the side as well. Good camaraderie between them all.
Yes, indeed. And Alex played safety behind the 8. Not the best save, it's just a slight edge of the 8 to jump over, so you don't need to elevate too much. The accuracy will be better. Jump shot coming up. Close, but might leave. Really tough shot here on the 6. I don't think... Well, there's always a way to get to the 7, but at some point might go a little bit far. Might be too crazy at some point.
Yeah, it was a good jump by Stefan. I think he's come out of it okay, but we've seen Alex put these away before, and to get position would be ideal. Maybe he thought there was too much traffic in the way, Tim, and elected to play safe.
Yeah, I did like this option. I wasn't too sure if he really could have gotten on the 7. Now, would have liked to maybe put a hair more outside spin to nestle the cue ball behind the 9, but it's easier said afterwards, of course.
Was probably looking to come behind the 8-9 there, and in fact bumped the 8. And well, Alex has a free look at this 6. There is a nice little gap behind the 7 to put the cue ball if he decides to pursue with the safe, but there is certainly an option to go full-blooded and run out here, so let's see what Alex decides.
Well, it looked like he was cutting the 6. Yeah, but also if you look at how much spin he put on the cue ball, just not a huge fan.
No, and the cue ball was teasing that corner pocket. Has it come to Alex's rescue? Let's find out.
Okay,
Wow.
I expected him to play that a little softer into the 7. He took the gamble there to, well, could have scratched off the 7 as well, but has finished nicely. And now just to get on the 8 to take a 2-game window in this match.
Yeah, that's strong stuff, and I was just reflecting back on some of his earlier performances that I've had the pleasure of commentating, and I will point out Stefan isn't afraid to move balls, and also, as we see there, to move them with a bit of force. So sometimes you can make your own luck, sometimes you can put yourself in trouble. However, this time it's worked lovely, and Stefan Casper takes a 3-1 lead against Alex MONTPELLIER. Race to 9, winners qualification of the men's 9-ball here in Tallinn, Estonia. As we take a look over at the other tables, Tim, beautiful hall.
Yeah, they really try to make the European Championships and also the Euro Tour to make it look refreshing and something that players are like wanting to play, instead of I have to go there because there is some money. So they've really been trying to make it look like this, in order for players to look at it and say, oh, you know, I'm itching to play. This is looking like I would want to be there.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It does look fantastic, but not just for the players, for us viewers at home. It is a very special place, and the players seem to absolutely love it. Both going for the cut break and missing the 1 ball in the middle pocket, but still making balls elsewhere. He's just looked off to the side though. I think he's realised where the 1 ball's ended up. So not smooth sailing from this break, but Stefan's still at the table.
Will be interesting to see. It looks like he's not playing the push out. Wants to go 2 rails into the 1.
Extension. No, push. Sorry.
And then sending the 1 ball maybe to the bottom short rail. Or
He looked to be having a little fun with the timekeeper there and calling the push out. Now, with the push out, for our new viewers or those of you who are new to the game, Stefan's now given Alex the opportunity to either take this shot on or give it back to Stefan to deal with. And on this occasion, Alex has elected to take the visit to great effect.
That was honestly a pretty good try to nestle the cue ball behind the 2-7. But I mean, pretty good try. It doesn't really count, as he has left Casper shot on this 1. And slowly this match could be going completely Stefan's way.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tim, and it was just a case of 1 ball roll there between an excellent safety and giving Stefan this opportunity. Small margins when it comes to 9-ball, Tim.
Yeah, and that's also 9-ball for you. Most of the time it's about how well you're breaking the balls and possibly 1 or 2 big shots every rack. It's not like you have to do a lot of shot making over and over in 9-ball. Like he had that 1 shot on the 1 ball, the long cut, and after this is looking, well, it is wide open, and it's really kind of easy layout.
Yeah, he didn't really need to do anything stupid here. Maybe he'll just want to screw back a little bit from this 5 so he can run off one cushion up to this 7. But yeah, I agree with you, Tim. These are early warning signs for Alex, and I'm sure Alex will be hoping to snuff this out. However, still 4 balls left.
9.
Well, he is on the rail on this 6 ball. We'll have to be careful, probably cutting it a little thinner. No, he took a long shot on the 7. He did land quite straight, so could play for the 9 in the top left in case he is too straight. Could still go off the short rail. Oh, he's played it well. Nicely, little bit of check on the cue ball, little bit of left, just a really small bit. And this 9 to take a 4-1 lead, and definitely tough for Alex at the moment, tough times.
Yeah, I agree, and Alex will want to make something happen now here from his break, and as we mentioned before, Stefan has had a very good performance, or is having very good performances so far within this tournament, and he's probably expecting to go deep in this one too. Alex facing a 4-1 deficit. It will be interesting to see how he responds, and that is a dry break, I believe, Tim.
Yeah, and it looked like he hit that break just slightly too thin. And if you look at the layout, he's left Casper almost like a stop shot on the 1, gives him the 2 ball. Maybe slide draw, what is it? Maybe 2 balls. And then another run out possibility for the German, so... Oh!
Wow.
Apparently he does miss Gethin at times. I've seen him make so many long shots and tough shots that I haven't seen this in a while.
Well, it turned out to be a crucial ball to miss. Alex is having a quick survey of the table.
9.
And let's see if he likes what he sees.
Well, has run already too far on the 2 ball, so we'll have to shoot the 2 in the corner. And
yeah,
the 8 could prove us wrong, but I don't think he's going to run out here. I mean, the 8, I don't think it does go to the bottom left, so difficult run out, more difficult. It's either the 8 in the center or the 8 in the corner, but sometimes it's laying locked, frozen to the 9 to where they both are not available.
no, exactly. And when we had that good camera angle to have a look, I had my eye right up to the screen and I couldn't see the gap. But I think if anything, it would be the right center that the 8 would go, which wouldn't be a bad thing for Alex where the 7 is, to get position on it. So we'll find out in the next few shots if that 8 has a path. As you can see from there, Tim, are you going to call that? Yeah, it did look tight. A little awkward queuing for Alex here as well. Probably didn't want this.
Oh, he's missed 6.
Yeah, and that is a very untimely miss. He got back to the table after a dry break and Did a lot of the hard work there by all accounts.
Well, we are going to see this probably more often in the 9-ball division. I already mentioned this also a couple times at other matches, to where we're now, what is it, day 9, day 10 of this European Championships. Players are starting to be tired, not so sharp, maybe didn't take care of themselves as they should have. And yeah, I mean, that's especially in 9-ball, where you have to be sharp, and you're really like missing one ball could cost you quite the lead. I think this is one of the games where you have to be sharp. Like in 8-ball, you can play close shapes, you know, stay close to the balls, to where you don't have to, yeah, well, you don't have to be that sharp. But in 9-ball, you'll have to shoot more often, like the 6-ball Alex had, jacking up or doing more with the cue ball. And then if you're not feeling so great or tired or out of stroke, it can cause you to miss balls.
Do you think our canny team at Predator put the 9-ball on at the end just for those reasons? That would be interesting.
Well, I know that the 9-ball has always been the final discipline of the European Championship, so I mean, I hate to bring it to you, but they didn't do it on purpose. Maybe the EPBF did 20 years ago.
No such conspiracies. However, yesterday was an interesting situation, Tim, when we saw a player take a break, and just as they returned from their break, their opponent got up and took their break at the same time. And it just felt like a bit of mind games was going on there. We were thinking about calling it timeout gate. But it added a little bit of excitement to the match, although the match itself was rather exciting regardless. Now, this is the first time I think Stefan has broke and has tied up 2 balls. Is he looking to see if he can hit that and the 3 will kick over into the corner pocket? That would be a bit ambitious.
Well, I mean, you could think of it to where if the 3 does not drop, it might still go back to the short rail. Like, you can play at a certain speed as long as you get the cue ball above the 9, like center of the table. I think you could play 2-way. Yeah, he has played it, just caught the 7 double, ran into the 4, and he might be on something here.
Wow, riding high at times. A lovely little smile from Stefan there, but I wouldn't want to be Alex. Sat in his chair right next to watching that last shot. That would be a bit sickening how he left it. Oh!
Well, I gotta say, there's one saying which I feel is completely Alex at the moment, and I think it is, when it rains, it pours, because things are really not working out for Alex at the moment. And then Casper, I think how he also got the shape from 3 to 4, I mean, kind of fortunate, but yeah, in the end, he's getting the job done, so just tough times.
No, absolutely, and I have seen on a few occasions during this tournament deficits from 4 and 5 behind turned around. However, I'm always reflecting back to one of the early conversations that you and I had in this tournament, where you alluded to the fact that with the alternate break format, a 4-frame lead seems to be quite magical. So Alex is going to need to dig deep. And Stefan is going to need to make a few more unforced errors or dry breaks, but he's not looking like doing that at the moment, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, Stefan is a very solid player. I mean, he is just very stable. Like I mentioned, he doesn't really do a lot of wild things. I was actually surprised he did play that 3 off the 7, I believe it was. Because usually you would see him play safe there, but yeah, Alex is just trying to take it, you know, and enjoy the game, because he's also knowing that things aren't looking too great for him at the moment. And it's also, if you look at his break has been struggling a little bit too, so tough to make a comeback, especially now down 5 games.
Yes, I have to agree with you there, Tim. Alex may have other ideas, making the 1 ball on his cut break. How's your luck on the 2?
Yeah, again, would like to, you know, get some decent shape and really get going, instead of having to play safe or kicking or push out, you know, over and over. Don't think he has a shot on the 2 besides a safety, which probably would bank the 2 a little bit more to the open in the table, like center of the table near the 3, and the cue ball could be behind the 8. So he was looking at, could also go underneath the 7. Kind of just depends. Oh, there might be a window on this too. I think that might be on. Not too sure what he exactly tried to play there, because the 2 probably was supposed to get to the top short rail, and I really would not want to make the 2 ball earlier, like with a bank or anything. So 1 big shot here on the 2. It drops, shape on the 3.
Great
for a
spirit.
second, for a second he had me there. I thought he was gonna forfeit the match or anything. So I was a little bit scared, because we would be jobless. You know, we would be done. So it's a problem.
Just for our viewers at home, both Tim and I are coming. Ooh, as we see Stefan tickle the middle pocket. We're both coming to you from the Netherlands. Well, I'm hoping you're still here in the Netherlands, Tim. And we're able to bring you this live commentary remotely. But we have a great production team there in Tallinn, giving us these great camera angles and keeping us busy with such great matches.
Yeah, in the meantime, Casper just doing Casper things, I guess.
Yeah. Looking very much in stroke, Tim. Nice little screw shots like that, finishing the right side of the next ball. All add to the confidence. But as you said, Stefan doing Stefan things at the moment. Not good signs for Alex. But still double elimination, Tim. Not
Well, would you consider Alex is not able to come back?
well, you're reading a lot into my statement there, but now you've put me on the spot. Yeah. Well, I'm a friend of Alex. I like him a lot, and I like his game a lot. However, Stefan doesn't seem to be giving up too much here, and when we get to the little messy bits, he just seems to be coming out on top. I still think there's every opportunity for momentum to shift, and I do believe Alex has the competency to do it. However, he keeps coming back to this alternate break, Tim, and it's proving to be doing exactly what we enjoy alternate break doing, which is keeping the matches, on an edge. However, this knife currently seems to only have one edge. And that edge is for Stefan Kasper. He's looking at being 7-1 racks up in this race to 9. He'd be hoping to get to the hill at this visit.
Yeah, indeed. In this alternate break format, he kind of is guaranteed a couple breaks. And if he is breaking the balls like this, look at this. Made 2 balls. The 2 ball passed the kitchen line, so that means it's a legal break. Maybe the only thing I could find is to get from the 2 to the 3 and 3 to the 4. As in, you could get the wrong angle on the 3 ball and it could be tough. If he gets good shape here on the 3, I really don't think we'll see Alex back in this rack, which would mean 8-1. Ooh, yeah, slightly short. He won't be happy.
No. And the 9 does not pass the 7, in case anyone at home right now is frantically typing in the chat room. He could go for the 9. That is not on. So he's going to have to dig into this. Ooh. Do you think he went for the gap more than the pot there, Tim, or was that just a lapse in judgment?
A little bit of both. I mean, it was not a hanger by any means. It was quite the cut. The fact that he had to hold the cue ball with that kind of stroke is also sensitive, so it can throw you off a little more. So, yeah. I mean, on the other side, he hasn't missed too many balls. What has Alex done here?
Oh,
wow.
That's not what you want to see. And a little exchange of words between the players. Again, all in good spirit. There is still a level of seriousness underneath here. But that was unfortunate, Tim.
Well, I mean, you got to be kind of honest here. I mean, if if you scratch off that ball and the 3 ball is not even near the short rail, you just played a bad shot. I mean, there's nothing to it, and you deservedly lose too. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say Casper did not play well this match, or well, I'm talking like it's over. It's gonna be 8-1. It's not like he played bad or he didn't do anything special. He still played solid, like every time I see him. But obviously, when you get more opportunities, like Alex has been giving him quite a lot of open chances, yeah, it makes your life a lot easier too, and it can get you in stroke easier as well. So yeah, I was just hoping to see a better match here.
No, me too. And as I mentioned during the intro, Stefan has been going deep in most disciplines here, and that normally means a bit more table time too, which can just ease the nerves and any cobwebs. But if there were any cobwebs, they are certainly out for Stefan. He's already on the hill. 8-1 against Alex MONTPELLIER. Crucial break for Alex now, Tim. As far behind as he finds himself, all good comebacks need to start somewhere.
Well, let's see if he tells himself, whoa, if I still manage to come back in this match, how crazy would that be? You know, that kind of attitude, or, well, I'm gonna break the balls and we'll see what happens. You know, that, I mean, it could be 2 ways, and this won't be good.
No. No, not at all. 7 is blocking that too, though. Certainly looked like it from that camera angle.
Yeah.
Is he looking
mean,
to
as
put
you
this
can
in the
see-
centre and bump into the 6 somehow? I'm not too sure. Just trying to look at that angle.
Needs the perfect bump.
It's a
Looks
bump.
like a little bit too much of a cut, right?
Yeah, it does indeed. There's some good balls down there for him to leave the cue ball behind if he wants to put Alex in a difficult spot. Cue ball.
I don't really mind the jump. I mean, as long as you land just right behind the 4. Gotta elevate maybe a little bit more, but I don't mind it too much. Think Stefan should have played the 2 maybe a little bit more over, just past the side, but looks like Alex is kicking. Needs a solid hit here to stay in the match. Well, I think
got
that
the solid hit.
classifies as a solid hit, yeah.
Yeah, you called it. He did get it. How much of the 2 can he see? And again, a good bit of banter between the players. That may suggest that he can see this 2 ball. Oh,
I
he went for
kind
the
of
early
think
finish.
I was gonna say, I think he went a little bit all out there. Wow, look at this leave. Oof. Tough shot.
Okay. Elect him to play safe. Bring the 6 ball into play very effectively. And the 5 is up there making a little bit more trouble for him too. And a tap on the table from Stefan in acknowledgement.
Looking to go for the Z shot. Too wide.
Indeed. And that's ball in hand for Alex. He's going to need to start making it happen now, if at all.
Well, really cross his positional area there to get from the 2 to the 3. And then, yeah, you just have to rely a little bit more on the speed of the cue ball. As you can see, he really ran too far. So now just wondering, is he banking this? He was banking it. A little bit safety in mind, but
Is it?
yeah, just there might be the window. No, I think he's got the hook. It might be tough to hit over the short rail as well.
Yeah, I was just wondering if he needed to swerve it a little bit around the 9 there. The right hand side of the 9. Oh, I think that's what he went for. He just hit it a bit too hard to get the grab on this Aramith, on this Simonis Cloth, and I'm not picking up everything they're saying, Tim, but it's good to see.
I think someone who's deaf could understand what was happening there, because Casper pushed the 6 and the 4 over, and Alex was like, "Oh, come on, just leave me open rack." Still could have played the combination, but now chose to go for 3 fouls. Yeah, not too sure about that decision, but I mean, you gotta understand too, most of the people would say, well, why is he acting so funny? Why is he playing this safety, etc., etc.? But you have to realize you're down 8-1 against the current European 8-ball champion. You feel like you probably are playing like not by any of your standards. So you gotta take those things into consideration.
Yeah, and it looks like Stefan has got away with it a little bit there too as well. And Alex looking to find.
Wow, look at this for a shot. Nice shot there.
Okay, Stefan going airborne, Tim. Ooh. The cue ball's just stayed in the jaws of that pocket, and the 3 ball kicked out a little bit further from the corner pocket than Alex would have liked, because he would have certainly have relished an opportunity at a run out. This makes it a lot tougher. As if the scoreline wasn't tough enough.
Time.
Try to push the 3 over to the top short rail. Really needed the perfect speed. Has left a cut on the 3. Just the future on the 4 ball, I guess, will be tough.
And the cue ball will come down this way. In what sort of direction? He hit that hard enough that I think he felt he was going to go into them, but he didn't. And the obvious pot is blocked by the 6. Being 8-1 up now, would you feel he may think of something a little bit flamboyant?
Time.
Oh no. And Stefan still not giving up anything easy to Alex, a testament of how he's got to this scoreline.
Well, he's really treating this score as a true professional. I mean, he's just wanting to get this match over with and probably go get something to eat and relax, because he'll be qualified for the last 64.
Just looking to glance off the 4 there, knowing it would stick where the 5 sat, so then could focus a lot more on his cue ball, and I think he's done rather well there. And it's the 9 blocking all of it. It would suggest from Alex that it does. So yeah, even with the scoreline as it is, Stefan treating Alex with the utmost respect here.
Time.
Oh, 4 rails. Didn't get there. Still hasn't left Stefan a shot here, so it's
Yep. And this is probably the loosest one we've seen of the last few shots.
still. I mean, I'm still not going aggressive here. I feel like you're queuing over the 7, you have to cut the 4, and you have to play it so soft. This is super scary. If he makes this, it's one heck of a shot. Well, he did play safe there. Really didn't go for the shot in case people wouldn't know. Tried to leave the 8 in between, but he's quite some bit off there.
Yeah. The 4-ball didn't make it up to the middle pocket, so... And this is the best chance Alex has had in this rack. But with the cue ball so close to that cushion, he's going to put a stroke on this.
Time.
Oh, no. Him. He played cushion first, I think.
Yes, yes, he did.
We got a little double kiss there. I don't think he was expecting that. I think he was hoping to bring that 7 and 8 in between the 5. A little bit careless. It was a tricky shot. And Stefan putting Alex into a relatively difficult snooker here. He's eliminated the escape from down this side of the table, down the right side of the table with the 8-ball, so he's going to have to come around here. 1 rail it looks like. No, 2 rails. And that is beautiful, Tim.
Well, just wondering, this rack is lasting so long and it's a true battle. Just wondering why this whole match is not really like this. Like, we've seen a not so great display, and then now
Yeah, I agree. And it may indicate that with a little deeper digging, Alex could have made a bit more of a match of this, and maybe could still make a match of it yet. He certainly finds himself up against it, but he's played that shot nice.
well, if you can get to like 8-4, then you know you might play a guy that starts to think like, oh, he's slowly coming back, you know, like that kind of feeling.
Yeah. And then a couple of rolls or a couple of little things that go against you, and you might start asking even more questions. So this will be a good, I would say scrappy, but it's not been scrappy. There's just been very good safeties and no real clean opportunities. But this will be a good one for Alex to nick back. That cue ball kept rolling. Alex just pointing that out to Stefan. And we now see Alex trailing 8-2. And Stefan to break. Alex will be looking for an opportunity to get back to the table there. As we just take a look over at our other stream table. And that is being played between Alban Ushan, and I'm just trying to find his opponent's name. It is the Portuguese João Grillo. And just to update the score for that one, we have it at 8-4 to Albin. Albin also finding himself on the hill there, and I wonder if he is finding it as much as a struggle as Stefan is. However, I say that, and he's just come through with another great break, Tim.
Yes, he has. He made 3 balls on the break. So really didn't need any balls in the kitchen. Still got 3 balls in the kitchen. So definitely this, if he breaks the balls like this, why would he not be in for another huge run in this last discipline?
I agree. And as we've been seeing through all disciplines, breaking and holding your own break is really the key with this alternate break format. And Stefan has shown he's gotten very much to grips with this. This is a tricky little combo I think he's left himself here. Looks like the ball will be going to the right side and the 4 would be flicking to the left side. So is he going to try and find a gap?
Well, I certainly would want to play this a little bit more speed. I wouldn't play it too soft. If he makes a 4 at the same time, look at his shape on the 7.
Yeah, and a little grin from Alex.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Alex really did not put on a great performance, and Stefan did what Stefan does well. Of course, at the moment I say that, he runs too short on this 9 and makes everything a little bit more tricky. But overall, yeah, just solid for Stefan, not so solid from Alex. This 9 to get to the last 64.
And he makes it. Stefan Casper beats Alex Montpellier in the winner's